Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to cover how I would run email marketing for a brand that's called MyProtein, right? It's world's #1 online sport nutrition brand, especially for protein side of it, right? And to tell you, I'm not affiliated with this brand whatsoever. I don't do marketing for them. It is just a concept of how I would do it because of the gaps that I saw. And if you don't know me, my name is Sho. I run email marketing for e-commerce brands right now, and I also teach it in our school community, which is absolutely free right now. You can join it in the links in the description. I teach it to students who are getting started with email marketing or workers of those companies who try to improve their current marketing. So with that being said, I'm currently on the website. I'm just gonna go straight into it. I have this little presentation over here, which we're gonna go through as I go. So first things first, their offer says up to 60% off everything, but there's no pop-up on the website whatsoever. So they're not actively collecting email lists, right? They're not actively doing email marketing. If I just scroll down, it then says, sign up to our newsletter and get an extra 5% off your first order. I already signed up, but that's basically 5% off, hidden right below, as if they didn't really want to make people sign up for the list, and that's about it. Now, what it tells us that they're absolutely missing out on potential people who will see the pop-up, see the 60% off everything, and will know exactly how to claim it, right? So right now I don't have any instruction on what does this mean. It's such a strong offer, but I don't know what this means. I mean, yes, 60% off, but like, is it true though? Oh, okay. So it's not only from me, right? It's for everybody. So it's just not a discount. It's the normal price. That's what the customers will think and are actively think. Right now, they don't have a pop-up. I built this pop-up for them, right? And we're going to cover how this works right now. So it says, what are you training for? So the first steps that I will take to fix their email marketing is get their pop-up right. So I would just build them a pop-up that asks one question, and they had 4 answers. So let me show you my pop-up that I built for them. It says, hey, what are you training for? And so is it build muscle? Is it lose fat? Is it run longer? Is it staying healthier? Let's say I stay healthier. Now, first of all, that trigger that I just entered remembers the thing. And so what will happen is that I will get a personalized email, a series of personalized emails specifically on what I chose. So I chose staying healthy, or let's say I chose build muscle. The emails will be specifically designed for me, extremely powerful. And even if you think about it right now, I don't even need to explain it to you, right? It's very personalized. It's as if they're just reaching out to you directly and not on automated mass levels. And so then there is a starter kit. So this is the offer that I would run for them. Simply, one of the reasons why I would run this for them is because there's a brand that most people know in the same industry that's called AG1. It's currently the second biggest supplement company, but is the fastest growing brand on earth right now. One of the fastest growing, and definitely one of the fastest growing among the supplement brands, right? And I am pretty sure very soon they will flip MyProtein and become the #1. Again, if MyProtein doesn't do anything with their email marketing, right? And so these people have amazing marketing, and that's what they have as well. So they have this, you've got 20% off. They have gut health. Let's say I choose gut health, and I ask for emails. And once I enter my email address and went to their emails, they're offering me that starter kit, right? So what I would do to not exactly copy paste AG1, I would just run the starter kit as the offer. Hey, you get a starter kit, about $35 of it for free. So 5 flavor samples, a MyProtein shaker, free shipping, and normally have to spend $80. Have the flavor you pick, we swap the tube for free, right? So by the way, I didn't invent anything. They already do this, right? They already provide this for their customers. I just bundled it up and made it just like a big thing, as if it's such a big thing that they have to sign up. And people will sign up. People will give their email. Now, here, the little touches that I want to cover. Why did I make the email after they answer the question? Simply because it's a commitment. So even if you don't have a quiz kind of pop-up, for your other pop-ups, you need to still ask the question. And just maybe if you're offering a percent off, say, do you want a 20% off? Yes, no. Like that will be better than just saying, here's your 20% off, enter your email. I know it's weird. 2-step beats 1 step in this case, right? Because people feel committed once they click on the question. And question is easier to answer than email to type in the beginning. But regardless, this is what we will start off with. I will start off by building them a pop-up. And so after we build the pop-up, we'll go into the flows. And so what are the flows? Flows are automations. So whenever someone enters your list, they get emailed automatically, like a series of emails. It's not a manual process, it's automatic. And so in general, there are 9 flows, but first I will start with 5 flows that have 19 emails with them. So a pop-up applicant question, then they get a welcome flow. So basically 4 emails, day 0, day 2, day 4, and day 6, they will get from me. Then I will go and build them the checkout flow, the cart flow, and the browse flow. So the checkout flow is whenever someone goes to your checkout, let me actually do it with AG1, let's say, right? I just exit. And if I buy something from them, right? Let's say I shop. Here I added to cart and I clicked on checkout, and there we go. It shows me the checkout. So this is the flow that will trigger, right? If I exit and I went off their website, then I will get series of automatic emails coming into my mailbox, right? And so that's what I would build for them. I would also build the added to cart checkout. So let's say I have this in my cart right now. I haven't went to the checkout. Imagine I didn't do that action and I exit the website. Then there's another series of emails that is specifically for cart abandonment that shows what I chose. And there's the third email sequence, which is the browse abandonment sequence. Let's say I didn't even add this to cart. Let's say I just view this product, right? I just view it and I exit. Now, the way the system works is that since I entered my email address, that automation, that backend automation knows that, hey, this guy browsed your AG1, whatever the 90-day supply, and they exit. And so according to that, then I will get more flows, more automations. One thing important to notice is obviously we'll make sure that someone who went through checkout doesn't get the browse or the cart flow, because they did browse and they did add to cart, but they also took an extra step. And that's why we don't fire this immediately. We usually fire that flow within 30 minutes, an hour, and 4 hours for browse abandonment, right? For welcome flow, it comes immediately. And then I'll set up the after sale flow. There are 3 flows that happen whenever someone already bought, and that will be like 6 emails overall. It's about on week 4, right? I won't overcomplicate it too much. I'll just build a post-purchase flow without any addition on it. So a post-purchase flow, it runs like usually 6 emails, and it will be when they already bought something. But on top of it, I would run a weekly calendar broadcast emails. I will start with 2 a week, and I will scale it up to 5 to 6, and maybe eventually a 7 a week, because it's such a big brand that it's 5. And so why do I stress out more on flows? Is because Klaviyo themselves, right, the software that sends the flows, made a study and it determined that the flows make 18 times more money per person than broadcast emails, right? So, and they're also automatic. Like this runs forever once you set it up right. Now, when I signed up to their list, about an hour later, I get this email, which is already horrendous, right? An hour later is too long for a welcome flow, and it just says, welcome to MyProtein. Welcome to MyProtein. Your extra 10% off applies automatically at checkout. There was 5% on the website, and now it says 10%. I'm confused. And they have only like 2 products that looks the exact same. Impact Whey Protein, Impact Creatine. I guess no, it's a creatine and protein. All right, fine. But still, it's not too many products. But still, there's no story to them. I don't know. It doesn't give me any value to it. It's basically just a website once again over here. Can I click on it? I can't even click on this stuff. So the way I would design a welcome flow for them is on day 0, I would send them the kit and one product. So whatever I promise, right, the welcome kit, and I'm gonna send them one product to focus on. I'm going to mention a couple of things about my brand so I can get familiarized. Maybe someone doesn't know about your brand specifically. Day 2, they will get a note from a coach, right? And so it will be a curl coach from MyProtein. They do like offer some online webinar or whatever. And so I would just make either a founder-led note or a note from a coach saying, hey, and this is us. I'm speaking directly to you. A plain text email, like the one you would send to your coworkers or a friend, right? Without any design. Day 4, I would send them some emails that will contain more proof inside them. This could be testimonials. This could be features that make you different from other companies. Let's say what makes you different from AG1. And on day 6 of that, I will mention a reason to buy this week. So it should be the starter kit once again, right? So, hey, you get the starter kit, it's expiring, whatever, just get it right now. On day 6, I will mention it. Now, why do I just tighten up the flow within 6 days instead of spreading out through the entire month like some brands do? The reason being is if you look at Klaviyo or if you look at OmniSend, these are the biggest softwares that like send emails for people. So it's just multi-million-dollar companies. And what they would do is they made a study showing that 10 days, like first 10 days of a customer, the likelihood of them buying skyrockets. Basically, after 10 days, they're very less likely to buy. So what you need to do is within those 10 days, you need to make as much volume and quality as possible. So your best offers and best emails and more emails within those 10 days. So in this case, I even did it better. I did it within 6 days. And that will be a higher margin product. And if this would be some higher price product, like a bedroom or something, I would send them 8 emails. Because they need more emails and more decision making, more bandwidth to think about the thing. And so this is the numbers from Klaviyo. This specific welcome flow, it's about 18% of people who join the welcome flow buy. Insane, right? Completely nuts. It's the numbers are insane, and it's about $3 per $0.34 earned per person on the list on a $100 to $200 offer for welcome flow. So one more stat for you right now. So we reach people who've joined. Now let's cover the other people who joined. Maybe they bought, or maybe they're in the process of buying. So then I will build the 3 separate flows for the people who live without buying. As I mentioned, the browse flow, the cart flow, and the checkout flow. And so the timing is really, really important for these. What I would do is for browse flow, I would run it after 4 hours. So they browsed, because usually they browse and it's very close for them to add something to the cart or maybe check out. Like they're still thinking. And so after 4 hours, I'll just remind them of it. On day 1, so after 1 day of that email, I'll remind them one more time. And day 3, I will send them one more email. This one is optional. You can just do it with 2, but it won't hurt if you do 3. Then I will set up the cart flow, and that will be an hour later. So there's a serious objection there if they exit on the cart. So an hour later is completely fine, and then 20 hours later, and then day 2, right? It's more aggressive in terms of emails. You can even send email 4 on day 3 because they're more hot. They're more hot. They've literally added something. They chose already, so you know exactly what they want. And then for the checkout flow, what I would do is I would run a checkout flow immediately, like 30 minutes after they've checked out and exit the website, because this is now, there's a serious thing. There's something very specific that they're worried about. And so I would set it up in a way that it's faster. So 30 minutes, then 4 hours after that, then day 1, then probably day 2 and day 3. I would honestly run it even more than these. What each of them does is for browse flow, like people who browse and exit, I would mostly send them facts. Right? I wouldn't send them a discount whatsoever. They're not that deserving of a discount. So this person is weighing you against 2 other brands. So you might show the ingredients label. You might show proof to them.
For the cart flow, so people who add a cart to exit, I am going to name the thing in the way. So they have some sort of an objection. In supplements, it's always the shipping cost or a doubt about the flavor of the supplement. And so I would mention that specifically in the email and I would break it down. And for the checkout flow, they need help. And in this case, we would run more so a discount, right? You can run a discount on cart flow, but on the later emails, for the checkout flow, we will definitely run a discount. So they were buying and something broke. And usually about 20%. So here's the statistics on people who abandoned, right? About 70% of people who enter your website abandon, do something and abandon. 70%. Out of those, about 40% out of those, like a big chunk of those people, exit because they see the shipping costs are too high, or the small costs that you see, they're too high. About 20% exit because the shipping is too long, and another 20% is because they need to create an account, which we don't need to worry about this in here because we've already collected their emails. And so that's why I would account for that 40%. So they were buying and something broke. Send a reminder and a support link, a discount, an offer. But I will make sure I won't send it on the first emails. So the discount will likely be in email 4, email 5, email 6, because sometimes people just check out and they would have bought anyways, right? So you don't need to like kill your margins for them. But if they haven't bought within like 4 days or 3 days of checking out, then yes, they have some sort of an objection. You make it easier for them. So now we've recovered people who had some doubts and now they've bought, right, likely from these flows. Now we're going to build a post-purchase email. It's going to be a series of 6 emails that will run immediately after they purchase something. Now, to be clear, this is not the end of the game. There's 5 flows that I would build for them, but usually there's separate universe of post-purchase. There's the cross-sell flow. There's the second order flow. There's the never bought flow, win-back flow. There's so many of them. But if I would want to make the most amount of impact in less time, I would run a single post-purchase flow, which will run 6 emails. So first one will be thank you email. So thank you for buying immediately after they buy. Day 3 will be showing them how to use it, right? How to use it, because this process is turning them into a one-time buyer, into a repeat buyer, and a subscription buyer, right? To get a subscription. Day 10, we will then ask for a review, again, after giving out something. Never just ask for something without giving. Day 16, we will offer one more thing that suits their goal. Now, to be clear, different products requires different timelines. For these emails, I'm just talking for the specific supplement brand, right? Day 24, tell them it is time to reorder. Now, they've tried the thing and they need to reorder another thing because usually supplements like around 30 days, right? Day 45, we will try to win them back. So day 45, if they haven't bought still second time, if they haven't purchased, day 45 is already something, is a clear objection. Like they've bought it, they've tried it, it's 30 days, they're supposed to finish the supplement already. And so it's been like 2 weeks since they finished, most probably, let's say 1 week. They haven't bought, something wrong, so we will try to win them back with a series of emails. This is very important because, like, even if you look at a Harvard study, Harvard Business Review in 1990, right, it's still relevant to this day. There was a 25 to 95% lift in profit from 5% lift in repeat buyers. So if you increase your repeat customers by 5%, you're likely increasing your profit by 25 to 95%. Insane numbers. So after I set up the welcome, I've recovered sales, I've now make people just repeat customers. We just need to talk about something that's really important, something that needs an attention, right? Which is cleaning up the list. So how clean is the email list will determine how much money I will make, because that's just the message that I'm giving, right? So the couple rules to what I will do with them is rule number one, I will never buy any email lists of other companies. People do this. This is horrendous. People don't buy from that, right? So only people who typed in their email. Number two, there are some typos. There are some emails that are simply not deliverable, right? Fake email addresses. We'll catch those. That Klaviyo offers it, so you'll be able to catch that. So dead addresses leave the same day, so we don't email them ever again. And then the rule number four is I'll make it really easy to unsubscribe. And people find it confusing. Like, why would you make it easy for unsubscribes? It's because unsubscribes improve deliverability. Like, people who won't buy from you exit and you never email them again. And people who are clicking actively on your emails or opening are getting the emails, which will increase deliverability, right? The likelihood that you land in the primary inbox. And by the way, the brand that we're talking about right now, MyProtein, they landed in my promotions tab. And so nobody gets deleted for going quiet, right? If they don't buy, they don't get deleted. They just hear from me less often. So for people who opened something in the last 30 days, we'll start by sending 2 emails a week. People who are quiet for 30 to 90 days, we'll send them once a month. And quiet for more than 90 days, once a quarter for those. Again, this is the starting, right? I will scale this up as I grow the email list and as I grow the reputation of our domain for sending. But for now, this will be it. And then obviously the addresses that bounced and the addresses that weren't delivered, they will be removed. Now, one of the other rules that's very important, now since we have like the answer to our question, you remember the initial question, like what they're here for, and also we now have the data of whether they browsed, whether they've bought something already, whether they're on subscription, or they've never bought. We have all that information. So the only way to stop a list waiting for a sale is to send something. So send something useful for the goal. We will start, let's say on Tuesday, we'll start by sending them something really useful. So a training or a nutrition answer written 4 times over. The muscle group and the fat loss group that get different answers for that question, right? Different emails, different advice. It doesn't sell anything. It just reminds them, it just explains the benefit. Let's say on Friday, we'll send them something new. So a new flavor, a restock, an athlete story, or a sale when the sale is genuinely worth knowing about, right? We'll just send it on that. And then the main rule is we will never lead with the code inside the subject line or inside the headlines. We'll more so lead with value and then offer them the code. So this is proven. Klaviyo made this study where if you send everybody the same email, is as if you make like 6 cents per person. And compare that to if you send 4 versions, 1 for each goal. So the way we did it, you get 19 cents per person, right? So that's like what, 2.5x better? That is pretty insane. And so that's exactly how I would run email marketing for MyProtein and make them like millions and millions of dollars a year. That's super easy. On top of this, if you're an e-commerce brand and you're interested in email marketing for your own brand, click in the first link in the description, book a call with me and my team. We will build you an email flow completely free on the call. We'll show it to you before you even committing, like completely free. So just join, book a call. Other than that, I have all of the resources that I mentioned inside this video in the second link in the description and our school community as well. Join it right there. It's really fun if you're getting started into email marketing. People are getting help there very soon, and so join there. But other than that, subscribe to the channel and I'll see you in the next video.